Okay, hi everyone, I think we've got about 1 minute to go, so just get yourselves ready. You're going to need a ball, as always, and if you've got a ladder that would be ideal. I understand most people will not have a ladder, but you can have some things which are going to separate spaces, so it could be socks or cones or anything like that, or like kitchen tiles. If you do happen to have a skills ladder, that would be ideal. And then while we're waiting, just get your football kicking around. I am so looking forward to playing football again. How are we doing for time? Is it 12? Okay, cool. Okay, so today's session is going to be on global goal number 3, which is good health and well-being. And this is actually my favourite one, and it's one that we focus on with Team Braid. It's very close to our hearts. I'm going to break the session, the learning outcomes, into mental health, physical health and nutrition. So we're going to all 3 of those things for goal 3. So lots of 3s going on. Let's get warmed up first. The session plan I'm using today is on our Instagram and Facebook page as well. So if you need to recap anything, you can have a look on that. So we're going to do a warm up, and I'll show you the session plan before we begin. Might be a bit of an information overload, so here we go. We use the high 5 model. If you haven't joined our sessions before, it's just to help me remember really, and also can help kids to remember the 5 things we do within each session. So there's my hand. So do a warm up, individual game, a group game, a physical challenge and an action for the goal. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a warm up, which you will find over here. So we're going to do a ladder warm up, and then it's a ladder with a quiz. So at the end of each ladder we're going to be asking a question. It could be physical, mental or nutrition based, and you can choose depending on what you're trying to teach your kids, or you could mix them up. For example, could be name a cardiovascular fitness activity, what is a potential symptom of depression. You can kind of think of different questions, and also based on which kids you are teaching, like their age and what your learning outcomes are. So let's get started. Okay, so a ladder is really good for speed, agility and quickness, so reaction times. So first one, nice and simple. Even if you're on your yoga mat or your kitchen tiles, you're just going to go 1 foot in each of the spaces. And when you do it, make sure you're using your arms as well, because if you do like this, it's not very realistic to a when you're actually running. So you want to get the good movement from your whole body. Oh, DJ. Okay, so at the end, I think we'll say we'll do 3 times and then a question, because otherwise we won't really get warmed up. It is raining here, so at one point Goose might have to go under a tree or something. Ready? Just cover this up. It is officially autumn in Chile. I'm getting lovely sunny pictures from everyone back in Bristol and England. Okay, so I've done 3. First question. First question is, name me 3 symptoms of depression. Let's go. Okay, I realise you're trying to warm up, so you probably can't type at the same time. But let's go. So 3 symptoms of depression. Number 1 could be tiredness. Number 2, lack of motivation. Number 3, another one. Anyone else got a symptom of depression? Feeling like down. In Spanish would be bajo ánimo. Okay, so there we go. That's 3 symptoms of depression. Let's go. This time we're gonna jump. If you watch my footwork here. Ready? So this left foot is going to go to the outside, like that. Easy. I actually love training in the rain, so I'm happy. Slightly worried for my phone. Might be its last ever journey today. I'm quite achy from yesterday, because I did a very rainy run yesterday. Okay, that's 3. Name me 3 activities you could do to enhance your cardiovascular fitness. Anyone know what is cardiovascular fitness? So cardio means your heart, vascular, all the blood vessels. So something that's going to get your heart pumping for 20 minutes or more. Okay, so thinking, I'm reading your brains here. Cycling, rowing, running. Great. Okay, now we're going to go for 2 feet in each of the spaces. Ready? Look at my dynamics as well, biomechanics. So I'm not running like this because you won't get fast running like that. You need to drive from the arm. Look. Notice I'm touching with the balls of my feet like that. That teaches players to be ready to react, not flat-footed. One more time. This time I'm going to try and look up the whole time. It's a bit harder. Okay, that's 3. Next question. How hard should I make this? Okay. Blood coming out of the heart through the aorta. Is it oxygenated or deoxygenated? Even the cameraman looks confused. Anyone? Any sports scientists out there? Okay, so here we've got the heart. Okay, so firstly, you've got to pump. If you imagine the blood's in there, it's got to go to the lungs to get. We may have invading neighbours soon. It's got to go to the lungs first, okay, to get oxygenated. Then it goes back to the heart, and then it gets pumped to the whole body. Okay, so then once it's come, say the blood's going to my finger, then it's going to come back up through the veins. So arteries go away, A for artery, A for away, and then the veins come back. Then the heart needs to pump it again to the lungs so that it's getting oxygenated. So in answer to the question, the aorta, the main artery, is going to have oxygenated blood and it's going to be going to the body. Okay, so new fact of the day. And for a bonus point, what is the name of the vein coming back to the heart? No one's going to get this. Good. Vena cava. Bonus point for me. Okay, now we're going to do like this kind of movement. You can see I'm getting a bit of upper body rotation here. If you're doing this on your yoga mat or with some socks, it might be a bit harder, but you can do it. Okay, I'm going to do one more. Okay, next question. Okay, I'm an insomniac, so I can ask you an insomnia question because it's part of mental health. Okay, what is a side effect of insomnia? One side effect. Anyone? There should be some fairly obvious ones. Insomnia is when you can't sleep, so side effects, tiredness. Also, the creative side of your brain dominates the logical thinking part. So when I've had really bad insomnia, which I recently did, then my creativity goes way up and my logical thinking goes way down. So I get, easily to get lost. Don't make logical decisions about my artwork. Goes great. Okay, hope everyone's probably got time for one more quiz question. Let's do a fancy ladder one. So we're going to do the karaoke like that. Forward, behind. I hope this is confusing everyone. Okay, one more. So I'll do it slowly so you can see. So again, in front, reset, behind. This is very common in football warm-up. Okay, question's going to be a nutritional one. Okay. Trying to think how hard to make this. Okay. So, why would it be better to eat a bowl of porridge before running a marathon than a bowl of frosty, sugary cereal? Think, think, think. Okay, the correct answer is the oats are slow release carbohydrates, polysaccharides if you're asking. So the chains of the carbohydrate is harder to break down, whereas in like frosty cereals, I can't say the brand name, the very sugary cereals, then the sugars are simple. It's like so the bonds between the sugars are much easier to break, so they break quickly and then you're hungry again. Whereas in the polysaccharides, the more complex carbohydrates, takes longer to break down, and so you stay fuller for longer. So there you go, facts of the day. Okay, so I think we should probably do like 5 more because we did a lot of quiz and not a lot of movement there. So we're just going to run through them 5 times. 1, and backwards. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this time hopping. 1, other foot. 2, jumping. 3. Hopscotch like this. So these are just loads that you can show your kids. Okay, great. Hope everyone has warmed up a bit. Okay, so we've done our warm-up game, ladder and quiz. So if you're delivering this to kids, you might want to have like some question cards already prepared that the kids can turn over, so you don't have to think on the spot like I was doing. Or you can just get the kids to even think of questions. Normally they like being quiz masters. Okay, so now we're going to go to our individual game, which I've named Rebounder or Foot Squash. So the concept is quite similar to the quiz here. You're going to pass the ball a bit like what we did in some of the Brave training, but in order to keep the game going, you have to be naming things as you go. So it could be name carbohydrates. So you can't continue in the game unless when you pass the ball you're saying pasta, rice, bread. If you don't think of one, then you lose a life. So this one you could play with 1 kid, or you could play 2, 3, 4. If you have 10 kids you can also play, but they need to take it in turns. Okay, so you have to think of some categories. So for example, I got name some carbohydrates, name good practices to enhance mental health. Okay, so I'll start with those ones and then we can do some other ones if anyone's got any other categories they'd like to throw in the mix. So what you need for this is a wall. I don't have a wall, so I'm going to use a bench. Turn your bench over like that. And there's a good way to practice your passing. It's very simple, you're just going to pass the ball against the bench using both feet. This might go over. You can, if you want to bring any technical things in here, you can talk to the players or kids about using the inside of your foot for a greater surface area accuracy. Following through, you can talk about when you might use the outside of your foot, or you could use the sole of your foot. Okay, so if you want a recap of passing, then just go back in the clubhouse to our Brave training feel good football fitness. We did 2 different sessions on passing, so you can always combine them. So let's do the game. So the first thing is going to be category is, which you can play at home. So while I'm doing it, you can also be doing it. You might you might sound a bit crazy playing against the wall, shouting out things in the category, but it doesn't matter. So the first category is practices that can enhance mental health, so like making people feel happier. Okay, let's go. So let's see if you can beat me. Ready? So I'm going to say exercise, good nutrition, talking to your friends, connecting with your family. What else can we have? Oh, so you can bring in rules like if you hesitate then you lose a life. So I would have lost a life then. What else can we say for enhancing mental health? Talking about your feelings. Maybe getting fresh air. No. From here. So I'm going to play on both sides because it keeps going over. So for my hesitation, I would have lost a life. So you could either do it in a losing lives kind of way. So you could say start with 5 lives. If you hesitate or you can't do it, you lose a life. Or you can do however many you manage to do, you rack up the points, a bit more positive. So if you were doing this with a class of kids on Zoom or Meet, I know a lot of teachers are doing that, you can maybe do it positive way. So
your mama says relaxing. Hug a tree.
Hug a tree. Great feedback from my mum then. Yeah, good. 2 new ways. Reading a book, another one. Okay, next round. So now we're going to be naming sources of healthy fat. Okay, because not all fat is bad. In fact, fat is essential to absorb the vitamins, like it stores vitamins, and it's got loads and loads of really useful properties, protecting your organs. Okay, so if people say you shouldn't eat fat, then they don't know the exact extent of it. Okay, so healthy fats and oils. I really would like to see people around the world like shouting avocado when they're playing it. Okay, so first one, avocado. Salmon. Nuts. Don't even think of going through every single nut to try and get extra points, doesn't count. Hesitation.
Olives.
Thank you for the cameraman. Olive. Yep, sunflower oil. You can play it 1 touch or 2 touch actually. One more, come on, one more. No, I think that's hesitation. Okay, so maybe you've got more than 4. So we've done a mental health one and a nutritional one. Let's do a physical health one now. So you've got to name different muscle groups of the body, and I'm going to beat you in this. Unless there's any physios or sports scientists watching. Okay, ready? Quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, soleus, latissimus dorsi, rhomboids, deltoids, biceps, triceps, sternocleidomastoid. Mike gave me 3 license to be as nerdy as I want, so I am not holding back. Anyone got any more? Gluteals, vastus lateralis, abdominal, pectoralis. What else can I do?
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock,
Okay,
tick tock.
hesitation. I think I beat everyone there. Okay, anyone got any others? Erector spinae, anyone? No? Okay, so that's, you can see easily how you can play the game. Sorry if we get an invasion from our neighbours now. Okay, so we've done the ladder plus quiz. Then we've done the rebounder game plus the quiz. Again, you might want to have a list of categories ready to go. Otherwise you just have to think on the spot. Or what normally happens is the kids have got really good imagination and creativity, so they'll think of them. But they might be a bit more crazy than you're expecting, but that's always quite fun. Group game. So the next game we're going to do is one of my favourites, called Run the Gauntlet. Espera, Tommy! Our neighbours not at all listening to what we're trying to say. Run the Gauntlet is basically a game. If you look at the diagram here, the idea is that players, it's better in partners, more fun. They've got to run to the other side of the pitch. Meanwhile, the other players are trying to pass the ball across and trying to hit them. So you need to bring in some safety rules so that they can only pass the ball on the ground. It's got to be below the knee, probably is best. Otherwise, you don't want people lofting the ball at their head. Hola Tommy, estamos grabando. So yeah, if you can kind of see from the diagram. Obviously, I don't have anyone to play with here, apart from our neighbours just arrived. But I can kind of simulate what you would do. So you need most kids on the outside passing the balls across, and then you need someone to run across. So I'm going to run across and give the cameraman another chance to throw kick balls at me. We could do it with the soft balls. So you need a start and a finish. So here's my start, the red ones, and the green one's going to be the finish. Normally you would do this on like a playground or a whole pitch, and there's going to be, imagine if I'm doing it with a class of 30, then you'll have maybe 3 people running and the rest on the outside with balls. It's very, very chaotic. It's usually not approved of by teachers, but it's really fun. Okay. So we get ready to run. The kids get quite nervous at this point. So you ready? Okay, so then I would lose a life. Let's try again. Oh, that actually got me on the rebound. I'm running in slow motion. Nutmeg. Okay, so that's called Run the Gauntlet. If you want to make, you can adapt it. So sometimes kids want to do like cowboys and Indians, and it's not very politically correct, but like people on the outside going like, "Ooh!" and then the cowboys like that. So, or you can do aliens or anything, animals. That it goes down very well, this game. Again, just bring in the safety stuff when you do it. There are no lofted passes, only passes on the ground, because otherwise it's not nice. So how are we going to adapt this? You were going to adapt it to teach physical fitness, mental health or nutrition. So you can adapt it to any of those 3 branches. So it's kind of similar to the passing game. When you make a pass now, then you would need to say one of the categories. Just checking I'm actually being filmed. So we could do physical fitness first. Okay, so nice easy one for the cameraman. Just gonna name sports. Okay, nice easy one. So whenever you pass it, Goose, you've got to say a sport. Ready, go.
Rugby.
Quite good fitness.
Running.
Yeah.
Football.
Yeah.
Chess.
Chess! Is that just for my dad? Okay. Ready? So next one's going to be mental health. Cameraman's saying no. Okay. Do you reckon you could do like mental health conditions? No? Okay, let's go nutrition. So name fruits and vegetables. Ready, go.
Tomatoes. Carrots. Oranges. Raspberry.
Yeah.
Lemon.
Not doing very well at hitting me, by the way.
Oh no.
Okay, great. So you can see how it would work. If I was doing a mental health one, then you could say like name symptoms of depression, name symptoms of anxiety, name different mental health disorders or conditions, name things that you can do to alleviate anxiety or enhance mental health, or name things that can help people who are struggling with depression, or yeah, loads of different things. So yeah, that's the Run the Gauntlet game. We obviously did it on a very small scale, but it would normally be done on a whole pitch and with a lot of balls flying everywhere. You can, oh yeah, you can also do this game with like hockey sticks, not obviously throwing hockey sticks, like playing hockey passes. You could do it with football, basketball. You could do it like throwing balls like to practice for cricket or softball. It's very adaptable. Now we're going to go to the physical challenge, and because today we're talking about mental and physical health, so I thought the physical challenge we can do a bit of using our heads and then also the body. So going to be doing 3 headers and then 3 star jumps, and it's not the easy star jumps, don't even think of doing the easy ones, we're doing the proper star jumps. So I'll show you, this is like an easy star jump, this is a hard one. See the difference? Explosive and everything out, or this is like very easy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with 3, then we're going to do 4, 5, 6 headers. Don't know if we can try. Ready? So, or maybe we should start with 1. Ready? Everyone ready? Got your ball? Not near any windows. Ready? So go 1 header, 1 star jump, 2 headers. So you could obviously do this with a class on Zoom. 3 headers. 1, 2, 3. Want to see that extension? Okay. 4 headers. Now, if you want to, you could do like 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have just started playing football. Ready? Let's go for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Going for 5. 1, 2. Oh, such a rain and mud in my eyes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Right, 6. This is the last one. This is actually a good workout. Going for 6. 2. 1, 2, 3. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now take your pulse, 2 fingers. Okay, so a really easy way, you don't need a fancy watch to take your pulse. Get your phone or a watch or your friend and get them to time 6 seconds. Count how many pulses you feel in that time and then times it by 10, and that's going to be your heart rate. And then you can work out which training zone you're in. Okay, remember to use your 2 fingers because your thumb's got its own pulse. Okay, let's go. I've got so much mud on my face now. No? Okay, so that was actually a good workout. So we got to 6. So everyone's weekend challenge is to do the 3 headers, 3 star jumps. But do it up to 10. Come on, you can do it. And this jumping like that is like explosive power training, or plyometrics is a lot of jumping, working on your eccentric and concentric muscle contractions. Okay, so we've done. Let's look at our high 5. So it'll be a good idea to get the kids to visualise the high 5 as well, so they can remember. So warm up, remember we did the ladder and the quiz. Individual game, we did the rebounder game and the quiz with the categories. Group game, we did run the gauntlet, okay, with the categories. Physical challenge is the headers and star jumps. So whatever you do, however many headers you do that many star jumps. Proper star jumps, not the easy ones. And then action for the goal. So one of my friends who's also in the clubhouse, Clara, she's doing some really cool sessions all about the global goals. She's got really good knowledge about it, and she's doing like a to-do list for the world. So it'd be really cool if you can check out her sessions. They're also on the Clubhouse website, and they'll tell you a lot more detail about the global goals and a lot of information and facts. So yeah, check out Clara's to-do lists for the world. She did a session on the global goal 3, so if you check that out, you'll get a lot more information. Or some of our brave training sessions, at the end we focused on a few facts and figures. So the actions for the goals, so because we're focusing on mental health, physical health and nutrition, so like a holistic view of all 3, because they're all so important, I've got a different action. So I've got a mental health action, a nutritional health action and a physical health action. So very easy little things we can all do. So mental health. So today what everyone needs to do is send a text to 3 friends, like a nice text, and just say like happy Friday, hope you're having a great day. Or you can send them a song, like go on Spotify and send them a nice song. So every person watching, because sometimes we get like hundreds of people, so if there's hundreds of people watching, 3 texts to your friends, that's going to be thousands of texts going out. Yeah, just checking in with your friends. Nutritional. So this weekend, everyone has got to try and cook a healthy new recipe. Sadly, that does not mean a new type of chocolate brownie, although I do love chocolate brownie. It's going to be a healthy recipe. So we're going to look up online any recipe that you've always wanted to try, and you're going to learn how to cook it so that after lockdown you can cook it for your friends, and it's just one to add to your repertoire. And let us know also in the comments what you're going to learn to cook. And the physical one, there's so many things you could do, like go on a bike ride and go for a run. But just a very simple thing which I always do, which always annoys the people I'm at airports with, is instead of doing the escalator or the lifts, you always try and take the stairs, even when you've been on a long haul flight. So always take the stairs. That means metro stations, cinemas. So that's something we can all do, and that's just a little bit of fitness when otherwise you'll be stuck in a lift. So 3 actions we can all do. Send in 3 texts to your friends to check they're okay in lockdown. Nutritional, cooking a new recipe this weekend. And the physical one, taking the stairs, not the lift. Okay, so hopefully everyone can try that. If you have got any questions about today's session, then you can always comment in either this or on the Instagram page of Team Brave, where I've put the session plan. It's free for everyone to use, and yeah, I hope it will help your students. I think we've gone through everything today. Next week I've got my Spanish session on Monday, so that's going through the Brave training that we did, but now in Espanol. So I think we're up to, I think it's number 6. So I'll be delivering that on Monday. So also if you want to learn some Spanish, you can check it. And then Wednesday we're going to be doing goal number 4, and then Friday is goal number 5. In the meantime, there's loads of amazing women around the world contributing to the Clubhouse. All the sessions are free, and it's amazing what you could learn from them. So I really encourage you to check out not just my sessions but also my friends, because yeah, they're really amazing. Like the women that are in this team are unbelievable, so please look them up. And yeah, apart from that, I hope you have a really good weekend. Hopefully your weather is better than what we have in Chile. And yeah, hi to my mum and dad, thanks for watching, and I hope you yeah, have fun and remember to do your tasks. Okay, thank you, thanks for watching, bye.